girls, no matter how high maintenance they are, can hunt with the best of them. When my dad was about 21 years old, he got into coon hunting. I remember his first dog was a black and tan, and then after that he got into tree and walker dogs. And he trained dogs and hunted them for many years. And while I was growing up in Elsinore out in the country, my dad, he would involve me in help taking care of the dogs. I remember we used to go out and feed the dogs and show them on the bench. And I remember we even had a pet coon once, and he would use the coon to train the dogs. And for as long as I can remember, my dad he's always been a hunter, and I was always watched all the hunting activities that he did. And I was an only child, and you know, he didn't have a son to get involved in with stuff like that, but my dad always made me feel like I could do anything that the boys could do. He always involved me, and he made me feel confident and didn't make me feel like, you know, that I couldn't hunt like him. And so I got real comfortable, you know, being around the hunting part. And I remember when I got older, he started taking me coon hunting. And I remember we lived in Elsinore, and there was a lot of hills and hollers we had to go through. We walked, and I think he started taking me when I was probably about 12 years old. I didn't go a whole lot then, but the older I got, I started going more, because then he eventually, when I was about 14, I think it was July of '91, he entered me in a youth hunt. And they only held about 11 of these hunts all over the United States. And that whole summer I was out of school, so that whole summer we went out for about 2 months, and I had to learn the dog's mouth. I had to know when my dog barked that was my dog barking, because when I went to enter the hunt, you had to know your dog's voice, you know, to be able to win. So he took me over to Duck Creek in McGee, Missouri, and that's where I trained that summer. And we took Cash out. House's Cash was the name of our dog. He was a Grand Night champion, and he later became Missouri State Championship in 1995. And my dad entered me in this hunt, and it was a PKC Professional Kennel Club. And we went to Duck Creek, and that was the first time I had ever dealt with swamps. So I had on, my dad hunted me, I had like a miner's light on, and he just dressed me from head to toe. And you know, I was like a glamour girl back then. I wore Guess jeans, Guess shirt, makeup, had my hair T-side, and I would go out in the woods like that. But anyways, we got the dog, got him out there. I learned his voice. My dad trained me that whole summer, and by the time the youth hunt started, my dad felt like I was ready. Well, he didn't know it, but you know, I was still, you know, I was a girl. I knew I was going to be going in with a bunch of boys, so I was still, you know, not real confident, but I knew, you know, my dad was always real good at training dogs, and he always had the best dogs, won a lot of hunts, and I thought, you know, I know my dad, he must have a lot of confidence in me, because I'm a girl, and he's putting me out here, and you know, I could have embarrassed him, or you know, but my dad wasn't worried about that. He had confidence in me that I could go out there and do it. And I didn't let him know, you know, that I was a little scared, but I wanted to please my dad, and I wanted to be involved in the things he did, so I went ahead and went and entered the hunt. Well, we ended up, first round I went out, we ended up going, the judge took me to the same place where I had trained. So I knew the area, because I had been there all summer. My dog knew the area, and I'm thinking, oh, this is great. So we get out there, and I won the first round. So we go back out. It's an elimination hunt, so I go back out, and I'm up against two other dogs, Bozo Billy and Midwest Mildred, and me with House's Cash. And I go out there, and I know I'm in the finals. It's either one of us is going to win second, one's going to win first, one's going to win second, one's going to win third. So I know I'm in, and you know, if I would have won third, I would have been happy. My dad would have been proud of me because I got that far out of all these other boys. Well, we get out there, and my dog starts barking first, you know, and we're in the final round. And you know, I had been real confident that whole hunt, but I was listening to my dog. I was pretty sure it was my dog, but if I would have called the wrong dog, then I would have been out of the hunt, or I would have got third place. And I thought, well, second, you know, that's still better than third. So I waited a little bit. Well, one of my dad's friends had went out with me because my dad couldn't go because of conflict of interest. So his friend went out with me, and he kept looking at me, and I thought, that must be my dog. So my dog barked first, but the other dogs started barking after my dog did, and one boy called his dog, then I called mine, and then so I won second place in that hunt. And we got back to the coon club, and my dad, and you know, found out I won I think a savings bond, some dog food, a dog kennel. But you know, and I learned from that, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. You know, back then girls didn't hunt a whole lot like they do. You know, it's more equal now, or you know, you can do the same things that boys can do. But back then, you know, that was uncommon for a girl to come and hunt like that. That's about 25 years ago. But you know, I was just thankful that my dad had confidence to put me out there like that. He knew I could do it, and I learned that, you know, it doesn't matter who you are, that girl or boy, you can still hunt with the best of them. Shut it off.